Alright everybody, what is going on? We're hopping into the 200% level 10 links EZA, or I guess Super EZA showcase here for Kid BUU. There he is. We got his Super EZA done, as you can see in his passive. We'll go over that at the end of the video. I haven't changed up his build yet. This is what I had on him originally from his build, and then I think I threw this on him for like a chain battle at some point. But I'm going to do this video, I'm going to think about it, and then I'm going to update his build probably a little bit. But this guy seems decent. He doesn't seem that hard to calculate. I mean, he doesn't really have that much going on. The general gist is he's kind of the same as he was, but his start of turn buffs are obviously a lot higher. He's giving a lot more support. If you're above 70% HP at the start of turn, he does give 70% support, which is pretty nice. And then he gets 250% on super attack. That's kind of like the overall gist of his kit, which is nice. With these super EZAs, right, they're not updating the passives at all, or like the super attack effects or the leader skills at all. They're only updating the passives. So pretty much everything else about the character, actually exactly everything else about the character is the same, only the passive has updated. So right now we're at 204,000 defense. After we super attack, all you have to do to calculate this guy's defense, by the way, unless there's a bunch of other multiplicative buffs running around on the team, which, you know, it depends, but you would just take 204,060, multiply by 3.5. That'll get you 714k defense after this guy super attacks. So not too bad. Kid BUU does have 20% damage reduction here at the start. Dude, are you kidding me? He does have 20% damage reduction here at the start of turn, and then he does build up an additional up to 60%, so he builds up an additional 40%. Every time this character receives 2 attacks in battle, he gets 20%. So, like, we could put him in slot 1 right here, and I don't know, what is that, 3 attacks? So we would build up an additional 20% damage reduction, and then we would be 1 hit away from having our full boost up. I'm going to go ahead and put him in slot 2 right here, since it's the same amount of attacks, and this BUU right here should be able to handle slot 1 just fine. Our defense is going to go up a little bit at the end because of Bulma's support, so that'll help out our stats a little bit. Without, you know, talking too much, let's go ahead. We'll start grabbing some orbs right here and make our way through the videos. So let's go ahead and grab these, and let's see what Kid BUU does right here. He also builds up some crit chance every time he gets hit. So as far as how you want to build this guy, I don't know. He doesn't really, like, he doesn't really need crit because he already has crit in his passive. Additionals don't really give him anything. And dodge could potentially be bad because you could lose out on building up his damage reduction. So I don't know how I'm going to build this guy yet. So 15 million, pretty good right there. We're going to get 2 hits in, so you can see right there his crit and damage reduction went up. And then we got hit the 3rd time. So I just, like, I don't know, man. I feel like you're going to want that damage reduction as soon as possible. I don't know. We'll come back on the next turn and we'll talk about it some more. Alright, so we're back on rotation right here. Pretty good. Let's see what we got going on. So I think we link up pretty well with this skinny BUU right here, and we do have support from this super BUU. So we've got everything here except for big bad bosses and more than meets the eye. How do we link with the with just the physical BUU? Everything except for Fierce Battle. Okay, so we'll leave him on rotation instead. Kid BUU does have 40% damage reduction right here, and then after we get hit one more time, we'll have 60%. So I'm decently comfortable leaving him in slot 1 against this boss right here. Rose could do a lot of damage to us, but, I mean, let's just kind of see what happens. You know, definitely, you don't want to put this guy in slot 1, but, I mean, we're just going to kind of do it right here. Let's grab this. And we'll see what we get up to. So right here on this rotation, we're at 242, 321. Keep in mind, we do not have Bulma support activated. Again, all you have to do to calculate this guy's defense, the reason I didn't do a calc video for it is because it's so simple. 242, 321, multiplied by 3.5. So he's going to be at 848k after he, you know, super attacks right here. So again, the only multiplicative buff this guy has, because they don't change super attack effects, anything like that, is he gets this 250% when performing a super attack. That's it. So all you do is you take what you see start a turn, because all of his other buffs are already active. You multiply by 3.5. That's what his defense is. The nice thing, too, is that he is bringing up the defensive stats of everybody else on this rotation as well, because he is giving, what, 70% support right here, I believe. I believe we were above the HP threshold, so obviously that's pretty good. So there's our last hit. So now we're fully built up right here. And Kid BUU shoots out a 15.8 million attack stat on this turn with most of his links activated. And that's just kind of all he does, right? I mean, Again, I don't really know what the best way to build this guy is. I want to get a few runs in, maybe, and some difficult content. Maybe I'll throw some EX equipments on him and just kind of get an idea for how he's going to perform. And then I'll kind of get an idea for how you want to build him. Because like I was kind of saying earlier, of course, the cord. What I was kind of saying, right, is, you know, you don't really want to go for dodge because you could potentially miss out on your damage reduction, which I think you are going to want to have active, maybe, to help shave off some of the damage of these supers. But then crits and additionals aren't really doing anything for him either. Maybe I'll give him just, like, raw defense equips. Maybe that's what I'll do. And not really focus in on changing his build that much. Maybe I'll just do that. We'll just give him straight-up defensive equipments and boost up his defense stat as high as possible, because that'll benefit him probably the most. And then from there, I'll probably just leave his build the same. So far, I haven't really been changing these Super EZA builds up very much from what I had them originally. One, just because I'm not sure what the lifespan of these units is going to be. Definitely a unit like Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks could have a pretty decently long lifespan just because of how he's set up. But this Kid Buu being tied to raw stats, he could age out very quickly. So while he is pretty solid right now on the Majin Buu Saga team, I'm concerned for how long he's going to be pretty solid on this team, right? And so I don't want to spend a ton of resources going in and changing this guy's build when, you know, he may not last a whole lot longer. We will see. But yeah, I'm thinking raw defense is what I'm going to ultimately throw on this guy, because I think there's some Majin Buu Saga equipments that do give raw defensive stats like that. So I think that's what I'm going to put in on him, but we will see. Unfortunately, I think I missed a few daily missions, so I don't think I can get those Goku equipments anymore, which is kind of sucks. But, I mean, that's on me for, like, missing so many like, I don't think I really missed any login days. I might have missed one or two. But, yeah, I mean, like, the game was just kind of dead, so I would just kind of log on, and then maybe I wasn't playing it very much this month. I mean, you know, it's kind of weird to say it was dead during a big celebration like this, but, I don't know, for me it was dead. Like, there was stuff to do. There's still stuff that I haven't done. But, I don't know, it just, like, wasn't stuff that I was interested in, so. Kid Buu's fully built up right here. We've got his 60% damage reduction activated. We have Bulma support up now, so we're at 265, 915. So, again, all you have to do, say it with me, 265, 915, multiplied by 3.5, and so he's going to be at 930k defense after he super attacks with 60% damage reduction while giving the entire rotation 70% support. Which is good. I mean, I don't know if you guys need me to tell you that, but that is good. So, we'll probably get one more rotation with Big Bad Bosses activated, and then we'll end the video. Not much to really go over here with this guy. I mean, he just kind of is what he is, right? So, we'll definitely take it. He's definitely solid. Let me know how you guys ended up building Kid Buu. 17 million is pretty good. Let me know how you guys ended up building this guy, because I'm very curious what the community thinks this guy should be. You know, maybe additional. Additional gives him the most damage. He doesn't really need crit, like I said, because he builds up to 60. Is it? No, it's actually not 60% crit chance, is it? So I just realized. I was saying he gets 60% crit chance. So, where is it? Right here. So he gets 20% crit chance at the start of turn on this line. This crit chance that he builds up right here is actually separate from this 20% crit chance. Damage reduction, no matter what, always goes into the same phase. So this 20%, he gets hit, it builds up to 60. But crit chance and dodge chance and I think, like, defense and stuff like that, and attack, all of those buffs right here, these are actually separate. So he's going to have a 20% chance, and then if that fails, he'll have the 40% chance. So you would take, let's see, the failure rate would be 0.8 times 0.4. So you take the 0.32, you add the 0.2, and so he has basically a 52% chance to crit once he's fully built up. So not terrible, not the best. The cord's gone again. We'll come back for one more rotation, and then we will get out of here. All right, we're going to go ahead and make this the final rotation right here. We're going to put Kid Buu right in the middle here. We got 6 out of 7 links activated. More than meets the eye. It's just some garbage link that you're just never going to see. Maybe if we got like a transforming Buuhan into Kid Buu, we could get this activated. But, I mean, otherwise, you're just never going to see this activated. So, anyway, we're at 319k defense right here. So we're going to be over 1 million after we super attack. Exactly, I can show you right here. So we take 319, 098. Oh, are you kidding me, dude? Can we learn how to use a calculator, please, today? Thank you. 319098 times 3.5. So over 1.1 million defense after we super attack right here. That is the big bad boss's effect right here, as well as we are giving it 70% support to both of the other units on rotation. So this guy, you know, kind of like how it's kind of funny, right? EZA Tech Ultimate Gohan got his juicer with LR Ultimate Gohan. Well, LR Buhan just got his juicer with Super EZA Kid Buu. I mean, that's just like, this Kid Buu feels like he's supposed to be the ultimate juicer for this Buhan right here. And of course, the 60% support Super Buu is also going to help out here. I mean, we're getting, what, 130% support on this rotation? Like, that's what LR Buhan is getting right here, because he's getting 70% from Kid Buu plus Big Bad Bosses, and he's getting the 60% support from the Super Buu at the end for being a physical type unit, an extreme physical unit. So, I mean, LR Buhan is going to look better right here than he's probably ever looked. So this is, you know, probably like a little mini showcase for him as well. You know, he's got quite a few links activated as well. So we'll definitely take this. This is a, you know, he picked a pretty good turn to show out as well. I mean, that looked pretty good to me. I don't know about you guys. So let's see. Kid Buu is at a 22 million attack stat right here. Yeah, that's pretty good. 60% damage reduction, 1.1 million defense from a Super EZA. I will definitely take it. You guys, let me know what you think. Thank you all again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to catch you guys next time. All right, this is Heartless Destruction. Kid Buu, there's his leader skill. It doesn't change from EZA. And then there's his super attack effect. Also doesn't change from EZA. I'm very interested to see what Super EZA Full Power Frieza is going to look like, because he actually does have a pretty good super attack effect. So I'm very curious what his Super EZA is going to look like. Kid Buu's passive skill is the only thing that really matters right here, because this is what was updated pre-EZA. Or, well, I guess I should go to step 7. This is what his EZA passive was. And now, boom, here's his Super EZA passive. So we get 150% attack and defense at the start of turn, chance to perform a crit plus 20%, and damage reduction of 20% right there at the start of turn. He gives an additional 250% attack and defense when performing a super attack. That's that multiplicative buff that I was doing the entire video, where I was just taking his start of turn, multiplied by 3.5. That's how you calculate his defense. Pretty easy. When HP is above 70%, all allies, key plus 2, attack and defense plus 50%, plus an additional key plus 1, and attack and defense plus 10% for superclass allies, and an additional 2 key and 20% attack and defense for extreme class allies. So he himself is giving himself 4 key and 70% attack and defense, and then as well as any extreme class allies, he's giving 70%. And then he gives 60% to superclass allies, so that is pretty good. This buff will add into his start of turn buff as well, so he's basically at 220% attack and defense at the start of turn whenever, you know, you're above 70% HP. Even whenever you fall below, though, having the base 50% is pretty good. Oh, and then right here, if your HP does fall below 70%, I guess, you actually lose the 50% buff. Yeah, and it goes down to all allies 30%. And then it's only 30% for superclass allies, but for extreme, it's still 50%. So that's pretty good, right? That they did that. You lose some key as well, but I mean, that's not really going to be an issue with the link level update. And then right here, additional chance performing a critical hit plus 20% up to 40. Again, this is a separate buff from this buff right here. So just keep that in mind that this is a separate build-up. I kind of already showed you guys how to calculate that, but once it's fully built up, it is 52% effectively is what you're getting. And you get an additional 20% damage reduction up to 40% every time this character receives an attack 2 or more times in battle. So instead of getting 10% damage reduction per hit, you get 20% for every 2 hits. So pretty good. And then you recover 10% HP at the end of turn every time the character receives 2 or more attacks in battle, up to once within each turn. So this is pretty good. You know, just a little bit of extra healing if you survive the turn is always very good with these Majin Buu units. These are his links, pretty solid. Categories. Best linking partners are just going to be other Buu units. I mean, we expect that, right? And then over here, these are his 200% leader skills. So let me know what you guys think about EZA Kid Buu. Thank you all for watching. Here's the real outro to the video for those of you who made it. I'll catch you guys next time.